What is up, everyone? Renfail here, and we are here to talk about Phantom Liberty. My early thoughts on the long-awaited DLC for Cyberpunk 2077, which is the, at one point in time, much aligned, sci-fi game from CD Projekt Red that has since had this entire redemption arc over the years as they've made the game into what it should have been at launch and came out with the 2.0 edition, which came out like a week, not even a week, like 5 days before Phantom Liberty. And I've been having a blast, and eventually got to the point where I was ready to sink my teeth into Phantom Liberty. And if you haven't watched the live streams yet, it's been like ping-ponging me from one extreme to the next with just some of the best action sequences I've ever seen in a shooter RPG of this caliber. That fight with the Chimera in particular is in the early stages of the game, and going into that, I'm not spoiling anything by saying this. It's just that's a random name. It could mean anything. That fight in particular, everyone was laughing at me because my reactions were in real time because I'd never seen that before, and we're going through the sequence and I'm like, like things are blowing up around me, and it's just this non-stop, you're just heading down the barrel and you don't get a chance to let up, and you just keep going. And when you finally get a chance to take a breather and you're finally in Dogtown and you've made it past the intro and you're suddenly in this place that feels like a completely different environment. Even though it's still Night City, it's a different type of Night City. This is like the slums, but also they've got crazy gun shops everywhere and enhanced ripper docks and all of this gear that is just like, oh my god, black market. I love the black market. Why is the black market never closer to me? Like, this is amazing. And as I've gone a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole of this expansion, one of the things that CD Projekt Red is known for is the fact that with The Witcher 3 in particular, especially the final DLC, but the two DLCs that they did for The Witcher 3, was Heart of Stone and why am I blanking on the one that Blood and Wine. I still say to this day that Blood and Wine is like the best DLC I've ever played in an RPG ever. Like, it's just vampires and wine and vineyards and the French countryside, and it's just an amazing experience. CD Projekt Red is known for making really good stories and really good DLC content for their games, and so far my early thoughts on Phantom Liberty is that they are living up to the reputation that they earned far before they had the screw up that was the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, because it feels like this is them back in peak form because the storytelling is just amazing. Idris Elba is quite possibly one of the best choices to play this role, because not only is he a brilliant actor, but I love something else that he brought to the table here with this expansion, which is the fact that it's not just him doing voice acting and motion capture for his character, but he also is a DJ in real life and has that musical side of him that he really loves to pursue. And he brought all of these tracks of music to the game, and it's like its own radio station in the game. So he's a smart fellow, so knowing that this game sold 20 million copies is like, he's looking at that going, okay, so I'm going to be able to put myself out there in front of 20 million fans, not just as an actor who has a lot of movies and TV shows that they might want to go see, but also I have this music that I love to produce, and this game loves music. The players who play this game love music. I'm going to get my music in front of them, and it's the type of music that most of the people are going to enjoy, and that's going to enhance my profile in that direction as well. So, I would say this is a very strategic move on Idris Elba's part of finding a role that's going to be really fun to play and something that he can sink his teeth into, but also allows him to sort of show to the world and show to this audience, hey, I also do really good music, guys. I'm a DJ and I want you to check out my stuff. Here it is. So I like how all of this has come together, because Phantom Liberty is more than just the nonstop action and more than just having great actors like Idris Elba. There's also all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Keanu Reeves is back in a smaller role than he was with Johnny Silverhand in the primary game, but because this is sandwiched into the middle of the game, it's not an end-game DLC, it's a mid-game DLC. The story ties into the existing game and what's happening to your character V. And so Johnny Silverhand is there. Keanu Reeves is right there alongside of you, going along for this journey with you as you meet this character and interact with this character. I would say that so far the only thing I've seen that is slightly out of place and it feels a little bit off is that some of, and I don't know if it's something that's unique to the Series X or if it's something that's also on the PC, I have noticed some sound design issues where some of his dialogue in particular in like the major cutscenes and the major dialogue sequences, the volume levels are all consistent and the same throughout. But I've noticed that sometimes, like when we're in scenarios, like there's an early sequence where you get in the car with him and you're going down the street and you're getting attacked and you got to jump out of the car and do those other stuff. There was definitely some sound issues there where the volume level of his voice changed in relation to the game and went from him being audible to not audible. And then also I went to talking to some NPCs shortly after that, and the NPC volume level on those NPCs was so high that I literally was like sitting here going, ooh, that's really, really loud in my headset. And I'm looking at the bars on Streamlabs as I'm streaming, and like that's like up in the red. So there feels like there's perhaps some optimization stuff that I'm not deep enough in to make a judgment call on. I've seen a couple of little things that are minor enough to not be any big deal. It's like the minor jank that you see in like Baldur's Gate 3 or Starfield. It's not enough to take me out of it, but it's definitely been there. But so far, everything I've seen, and again, these are my early thoughts on Phantom Liberty. I haven't played the expansion deep enough now to have given a review or anything else. This is sort of like my first impressions, early thoughts on Phantom Liberty, because I've only done 2 streams around it, and we're coming back for a 3rd stream this morning, which is going to be after this video airs. I gotta say that I'm loving it. This again feels like CD Projekt Red in peak form, giving us a really fun storyline DLC. And the best part about this is how I know it's a good DLC, because as I opened up Dogtown and I'm given the option to, there was a moment where you can wait for 48 hours for his character, for Solomon Reed, to contact you again, or you can go do a bunch of side missions. And I literally sat there going, shit, like I'm on stream. I really need to pursue the storyline for the stream. You want the stream to be entertained by you doing main story stuff. I don't necessarily like to do tons of side content on streams unless I've notified them that it's only going to be side content. And I was really torn because I was like, I really just want to go do 20 hours of side content, and I just want to go clear all of the stuff that's on the map before I do this. So I think what I'll end up doing is on streams I'll end up playing the main storyline, but I'm going to end up playing a lot of stuff offline where I'm just going around the map and clearing all the stuff in Dogtown so that I can really sink my teeth into it. And that's how I know it's a good DLC, because I find myself drawn to and wanting to do the side content because it's so good. Everything I've seen so far, from the gigs to the side jobs to just the random interactions you're having, the look and feel of Dogtown is great. I've been loving exploring all the nooks and crannies. I got a free little like Jeep type truck at the beginning of this storyline, which was really cool, and I can't wait to see everything else, because we've got new things like the car theft missions and the airdrops, and there's so much stuff going on. The relic system, all these things are being layered on top of the existing game, which already had a ton of great stuff to do and great mechanics. So I gotta say, for me so far, I would say it's a 9.5 out of 10 for what I feel about Phantom Liberty so far. The only thing that's taken me out slightly has been the sound quality in a couple of areas, and it's all related to like dialogue. Like the dialogue volumes seem to be off in a few areas, and it's not been enough for me to really critique anything other than to just say that's the only thing driving it down from a 10 for me, is that small little thing. And that may be something that I only noticed in the early hours. Maybe it's not deeper in. I don't know yet. It remains to be seen. I'll be giving you more thoughts as we get deeper into this, and of course streaming this and doing a complete playthrough of the Phantom Liberty DLC and the entire Cyberpunk 2077 game. So if all that sounds fun to you, make sure to like, subscribe, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Check out the playlist below for my Netrunner playthrough, because that's what I'm currently working on. And of course, check out all the other things we do on the channel. Tons of different games, playlists, podcasts, film reviews, TV show reviews, Middle-earth, Dune. There's a Discord. There's member videos. I got you covered everywhere, everybody. Till next time, stay safe, chooms.